Welcome back, guys, to another race.
And it's round number 8 today for the British Grand Prix in Season 2 of our Return to Glory with McLaren here on F1 Manager 23. If you guys did miss the previous episode at the Red Bull Ring, we had a 1 versus a 2 stopper. Vettel showing his smoothness abilities and abilities to save tyres was very good, but Lando Norris, especially after the patch, just has so much pace, so much intelligence about him with the tyre saving, pace, the 2-stop, no problem. You know, and you know, two races in now to the hard setting of development and the race. We you know, I felt like Austria was a bit more of a challenge, but it wasn't a huge one. I'm thinking maybe here at Silverstone, it might be more of a challenge, because I have always found Silverstone a little bit trickier than other races. Austria was always the ones I was actually quite okay at on this game, I think, from last season. Silverstone, well, last season was tricky because of the weather, and it might be again this season, but I'm hoping we have a bit more of a challenge, to be honest, just to, you know, just to challenge ourselves a little bit more. We've made the car so good, basically, where, and Lando is so OP as a driver that it's, you know, it's a walk in the park at the moment. So looking for a bit of a challenge, and I'm hoping also we can maybe just challenge Lando himself with our other driver, Sebastian Vettel, as I'm sure a lot of you guys watching will love to see that as well. But we shall see. 3 races in since the hard setting. I feel like now might be enough time has passed in the game where maybe that hard setting for the development might kick in, and we might see, you know, Red Bull, Aston, other teams rapidly upgrading a little bit more. Kind of almost like the F1 23 game. It takes some time for them to like wind up momentum and then actually attack you. So we'll see. And we've got a dilemma here of the underfloor we're making at the moment, or designing, I should say. So there's going to be a delay. So either to 5th of July, or we can pay to get the completion done in 5 days' time. July 5th is not that far away. It's 10 days' time. So I'm just going to change the deadline, save the money there, and really solidify the fact that I don't want to overspend on the cost cap this season. And there is some weather, maybe a typical British weather to come. Heavy rain on Saturday, moderate rain in the race. This could get interesting. Satisfaction wise, 94% for Lando Norris, 87% for Sebastian Vettel, even though I think Vettel might have slightly higher on the setup satisfaction, but just Lando going well at the home GP, maybe the home crowd giving him some extra energy. And we do have heavy rain for Saturday. Going to be dry, though, at the start of Q1, so quickly going to send them out on dry tyres. Just 1 lap of fuel worths of run, and that should hopefully just get them through. Rain's going to start, actually, and they are halfway through their flying lap, and it's looking pretty dark there as the clouds form. Vettel finishes his lap, Lando finishes his lap, and the rain is only now maybe starting. So good timing there. Get them out early. And that should be fine. I think we should be through into the next part. It's full wet tyres at the start of Q2. Very heavy rain. Looks like I might get towards Inters, though, for a moment. That looks like maybe Inters. I'm going to wait, because generally on this game, the rain may stop, but the water stays on track. So I'll go on to Inters just in case. 1 flying lap to try and get them done. And we'll monitor the situation. If not, then worst comes to worst, we're on the wets at the end of the race. But I reckon that might be an intermediate period in a little bit. As we go on through the session, it's evolving a little bit. And that wet weather is actually staying with us just a tad. And that line to intermediate is, it's not as steep as it was before. It's still at 4 millimeters. Now the water's coming down. It's changed to damp officially. I think we can probably wait a little bit longer. It's about then. Let's go out now. There's a lot of people. Oh, okay. Everyone had the same idea. So there might be a bit of traffic. Or, to be fair, no, not that much traffic, because everyone was on flying laps. So we actually are alone right now, this part of the circuit. The only annoying thing is we may actually catch cars on their in laps, but we're out on inters. Everyone else has done inters as well, to be fair, but I think we've got the track at its best at the moment. Vettel goes P1. Lando, where is he going to be? He's still making his way through. There's a bit of traffic of an Aston Martin in his way, and that Aston Martin's actually on a flyer himself, it looks like. So it might be a bit slower than Sebastian Vettel. Lando Norris crosses the line. What has happened there? Wait, why is he... Vettel's on inters. You saw me put inters. Oh, we've had a howler. Bring him in quickly. Oh, he needs to come in. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I've made a mistake. I've made my first big high-profile mistake of the entire season. Do we have enough time to do this? Oh, I didn't say inters. Or if I did, it didn't adjust properly. Right, change those. Send out now. I think there's enough time. I think he's got time just to get this lap in. Come on, Lando, please get round. He's slowing up for cars. He will make it round, I think. Yeah, okay, he starts his flying lap. Thank God we have rectified that situation. He will be through, hopefully, into the top 10, depending on this lap. It will be quicker, and we go through the final bend, across the line. Oh, my! Oh, no! Ocon could still knock us out. No, he's in. Bottas, is he going to come in? Yes. We just by the skin of our teeth get through into the top 10 shootout with Lando Norris. That could have been a howler. A howler. But good day in the office for Fernando Alonso. Verstappen up there, no surprise. Both Ferraris, both Williams cars, again, performing well over one lap at least. But let's see how it goes into the top 10 shootout now. Is it going to be... Apparently dries. Apparently. It is bone dry right now. Track conditions, okay. Okay, there might be time for a dry lap. Let's go. Let's go. Right, send them both out. Go, go, go. If we can get a dry time in, that would be ideal. Already, the track's looking a bit dark. But when they round the bend, there will be... The rain's not falling yet. I think there'll be about half a lap of dry here. And then it starts raining. Or no. Look at the on the right-hand side. It's 0 millimeters of water. So both of them going to get a good dry lap in. That rain is actually being delayed a little bit. And Seb crosses the line. Second place. Oh, 0.006 between our two McLaren boys. Not bad. Very, very decent. And is the rain falling now? On board... Doesn't look like it, actually. I think a lot of people actually will get a dry lap. Okay, now it's falling. Now and Verstappen's pipped us. And probably the only dry lap we're going to have. We're not going to be on pole. Red Bull actually have some pace there with Max Verstappen. What can others do? It's raining now. It's raining very hard now. So these guys have been caught out. Piastri's been caught out. Alonso splits this as well. So it's going to be a 2-4, I think it would be, for the British Grand Prix, and there's rain also forecast for the race. So that'll be very interesting. But fair play, Max Verstappen has knocked us off pole, and could he finally maybe have a race where he can properly challenge us, and will someone other than us, as a team, McLaren, be winning a Grand Prix this season? I guess we'll find out. Strategy-wise then, looks like we're going to be starting in wet conditions, and it's going to be pretty wet for most of the race, which bodes well for Lando, to be fair. Might bode well for Sebastian as well. Dry to the end. There might be a cheeky, last-minute pit stop there for dry tyres. We're going to have to see. But starting off on wets, it's recommending me, isn't that? That was recommending me on wets. So I'm going to put the wet tyres on. Does seem like, yeah, 4.3. Yeah, it does seem like it's going to be wet. I feel like it'll be wet till about lap 25. I think 25 might be a crossover. About there. 25 crossover. Inters till, let's say, lap around here. Lap 46. 45 maybe at a push. Let's go 46 as a safe bet. I think that's what the strategy will look like by the end of it. But there may be calls just to stay on the wet tyre all the way to the end, to be honest. So we'll see about that. But for now, I'll play it like this, kind of around the same mark, that 46. Yeah, that looks good to me. But this is the first time, because we haven't had it so far, that we'll see the hard AI in a changeable weather condition race. You know, quite a few times we're able to capitalize from wet races because we are able to out-strategize the AI. Maybe now on hard, they'll be a bit smarter than us maybe at calling it, and they'll catch us out.
The British Grand Prix is nearly upon us. The drivers composing themselves on the grid ahead of 52 laps around Silverstone. And for Lando Norris, this is another chance to see what he can do in this car.
A second place start for them today. They'll be aiming for a podium, but could they even sneak the win?
And it looks like we're good to go. Anticipation is high.
Already it looks like maybe the AI will be trying something different, because I can see a lot of intermediates as we go to lights out and look at the type. We're the only ones on wets, and I'm going to hope this is the way to go at the start of this race. Lando remains in second place. Vettel gets up into third. So versus Fernando Alonso, at least, he is looking a bit quicker. I really hope this is the right way to go. I mean, 4.3 millimeters of water. That is full wet conditions, but Seb is now down to P4. We're as we were on the starting grid. Lando chasing after Max Verstappen. So this is kind of like, we've had this, to be fair, we've had this in the past where we've gone different at the start of a wet race, but this one's more on the bubble, because 4.25, we're only 0.25 millimeters away from it being damp, and maybe the inter's working, I don't know. But at the moment, Lando round the outside. Can he make that move? Come on, let's go aggressive. Let's go aggressive with both drivers. We need to use the tyre compound right now, because late as the race goes on, they'll just get quicker and quicker as that rain comes down. Or up. It's going up there a little bit. So let's see how it goes. Surely they're going to overtake at some point. Surely, surely, surely. Let's go. ERS battle assist. That was a nice move for Sebastian Vettel, I think that was, up to P3. Yeah, good move for him. Around the outside of Fernando Alonso into a tricky corner in the dry, let alone in the wet conditions. On the outside, goes to the inside for the next right-hander. Good stuff from Seb, up to P3. He's actually looking a bit racier and punchier than Lando Norris. He sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix, but Lando, to be fair, is stuck behind Verstappen. They need to get a move on. Right, Lando's stuck behind Verstappen. He's not making much ground here. I'm honestly tempted just to cool him off a little bit and let's tell Seb to go through, because I think Seb's looking a bit quicker right now at this stage, honestly. So if he can't overtake him, then we'll swap them back. But let's try this. Go back through, save a little bit on the fuel, mate, and let's see what Seb can do here. Right, track is now to damp, and Seb is also caught up behind Max Verstappen. Going to go for a bit of attack. Let's go for some deploy. Maybe try and get him past. Come on, come on, come on. Let's overtake him. No, he's there we go. There's the move. There's the move. He's up and away. He's good. Right, now, time for Lando. Same thing. Attack. Attack on fuel. Let's go with a bit of deploy. Let's try and get you ahead if we can, son. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Seb's pulling away, and Lando's on the back of Vettel. This is what we want, because the millimeters of water is still pretty high. As Sebastian sets a fast up for the Grand Prix. Let's go avoid risk curbs and try and save this tyre now. Lando, meanwhile, still wrecking them a little bit, trying to overtake. Come on, come on. Do it now, mate. Do it now. Surely. Yes. Here we go. Making the move. Lando on the outside. Ooh, can't make it. Can't make it work. Can't make it work. Very surprising. He's moving about everywhere. But no, Seb genuinely looks quicker in these conditions on the wet tyre versus these intermediate runners. And Lando's getting stuck behind Vettel. But look at the pace that all three of them have versus Alonso. 4.7 back. Leclerc. And their tyres, okay, a little bit better than ours, but obviously, we're trying to make the most of this situation. Don't know what. We're kind of have to go avoid risk curbs now for Lando as well, because we need to make sure we look after these tyres somewhat. I think, oh, Ricciardo spins it. I think they're going to be screwed later on. Typical spin at that corner. Because look at this. This bit of water here. I think right now, yeah, Inters. On the bubble of Inters. I think this is full wet. So I think as long as we keep our tyres in check, I think we're calm. I think we're going to be good. Verstappen now sets fast up the Grand Prix. He may overtake us. He might overtake us. We're on avoid high-risk curbs right now. Trying to cool down these tyres. They're not really cooling down that much, so let's go for standard. Even if he overtakes us, I think we just play the long game. Play the long game. If the water is going to come back. Right, Lando's under threat now from Fernando Alonso. Leclerc as well. Vettel 2.2 ahead. Verstappen 7 seconds now in the lead. The Inters are now definitely the quicker tyre. And our tyres are now down to... Wait, hang on a minute. 38%. When did that happen? When did that happen? We've been avoid high-risk curbs now since like lap 3 or 4. Okay, I've made a howler. Wow. okay, genuinely, we might not win this race. And I'm dumbfounded because I thought I was doing okay. But I've just not looked at the tyre wear that much. And they've dropped off a cliff. It's because the tyre temps are so high, but it's been so hard to get them back down to... I don't know if they changed how the temperature works in the patch, but I thought avoid high-risk curves would be enough. But we've got to go to Inters. We've got to pit earlier for Inters now. I guess we now can push harder in Inters later, but... Okay, we might be a bit screwed here. We're on 38% tyre wear. We're going to have to make a double stack. Yeah, we're getting absolutely swamped. So it's a double stack pit stop. Okay, long day in the office. Long day in the... You know what? You might be able to tell I'm a bit ill. I'm going to blame the illness. I'm not thinking straight. I just did not see 38% on the tyre wear. I did not even notice it. That is mad. Right, so Lando just overtakes Liam Lawson on for 18th place. This is for 18th place. Absolute madness. On to lap 14. Vettel's P17 catching up to the Alfa Romeo Haas. I guess the only thing is our tyre wear is a lot better. Maybe we can go longer into the race. Maybe they're looking to make a second stop at some point in this race. But also I'll be annoyed that because now it's going to get more towards full wets again. But we just didn't look after the full wets enough. I guess maybe because it was dry enough that it wasn't full wets here. They just wore out so quickly. That's the only thing I can think of. Because it was quite dramatic. I was really surprised by that. And Alonso's locked up and made a mistake. He locks up into turn, I think, turn 3 into Village. And he's lost a lot of positions there because he goes straight on. And it's losing 1, 2, 3. Goes on. He's down to... Where is he? Down to P11. Wow, what a howler for Fernando Alonso. Down to P11, and that's without a pit stop or anything, just the mistake he made. And meanwhile, Seb and Lando are making progress. Seb goes around the outside of the Sauber of Nico Hülkenberg. Lando Norris is catching up to is catching up to an Alfa Romeo Haas of Hülkenberg. That was Joe Granu, sorry, in the Sauber. And at the moment, what's the pace like? Last lap was 137, 136. So pace isn't electric, but we're making sure we keep the tyres in check, which is good. I think I'm going to take them off avoid risk curbs. Let's push now a bit, because we're actually quite ways into the race where it might be dry soon. Like, or it might get towards dry. So let's go full attack now, just to bridge the gap a little bit. And the fuel's coming down really quick. As soon as I go into standard for a little bit, the fuel comes down. So this is not something I noticed in Austria, but the patch has really changed that. Right, people are pitting now. People are pitting. So this is where we see where people are going to come out. They're coming out on new Inters, I assume. Where is Leclerc going to come out? That'll be interesting, actually, because Leclerc was in the lead near Verstappen or, in second place, and he comes out just ahead of us. So we are in the realm of second place. Maybe Max Verstappen's checked out, but we are somewhat close to Leclerc, who was in second. Right, load of people in the pits. Load of people in the pits. That's Verstappen, though. From the lead of the race, he's going to be quite far ahead of us because we're only going through the final corner there. That's Verstappen. That's Leclerc through turn 1. So Verstappen in a net P1 because Piastri's yet to pit in this race. And we've lost about 2 seconds to Leclerc. Trying to protect these tyres, trying to go the distance. Right, going to take them off high-risk curbs. Just go on aggression. Standard fuel. Try and see if we can just bridge the gap a little bit to Leclerc. Just a little bit. I'm concerned about this, though. I feel like it might get to dries. Right, so we're up into 3rd and 4th there. Russell sets fast up the Grand Prix. They're on new Inters. We're on older Inters. So we're just trying our best to stay put. It's about recovering now from this race since the start of that first stint. And Lando Norris has just been overtaken by Piastri. Piastri's overtaken us. Our old driver has overtaken our current star. Lando Norris gets done by Piastri. Hey, for those of you who are thinking things were looking very, very easy for us, looks like finally the hard AI catching me out in these kind of situations where maybe I've been a bit too overconfident. I definitely was way overconfident at the start of the race with thinking, oh, we can definitely do wet tyres and just push them flat out because I clearly just didn't look at them enough because they just worn out so quickly. So sit rep, 15 laps to go. It's still going to get a bit wetter before it gets drier. Verstappen's P1, Leclerc P2, Piastri's overtaken Vettel and he's flown away to P3. So we're off the podium. Not even, forget the win, not even on podium right now. 4 and 5. Sonoda's catching us in the Williams. Our tyre wear is 43, 41 compared to these guys in 60 regions. And I actually don't know if it's going to be dry at the end. It might be another Inter. So I'm actually thinking we might just pit now and commit to an Inter right at the end, like right to the end. I think we do it. I think we do that. Yeah, I'm going to commit to it. I don't think we're going to get to dries. That's not a dry tyre. That's not a dry tyre. So we're going to pit with Vettel. And then on this next lap, going to pit with Lando. And so that'll be our second stop. I don't know if others are doing 2 stops, but I think this is... I think we should be quick enough to make this work. Right, we're catching a big pack here with Vettel, you can see, on that mini-map. So once we really catch up to them, going to go on high fuel and then go on a bit of deploy. Let's try and really get past them if we can. Right, 10 laps to go. This needs to be just instant overtakes. We need to be getting past these guys. And to be fair, in terms of tyre wear, we're a lot higher on tyre wear. Good move for Vettel around the outside of Fernando Alonso. 30% more tyre wear, so we should be just picking them off one by one. And that's exactly what we're hopefully doing here. Come on, get that move on Albon. Come on. No, that's not what we want to see. We need a lap, we need an overtake every lap, basically. So we got one there, at least with Alonso. Got to get Tsunoda. Surely got to get Tsunoda here. Come on. You've got to be overtaking. There. What is going on? Right, here we go for Seb. Tyres overheating a little bit around the outside. I think definitely since the patch, the tyre temperatures are making more of a difference, I think. We're not getting the same performance by just wrecking them on high temps. Right, Vettel's passed. There we go. Vettel's passed Perez. As soon as we cool the tyres down a bit, he started to actually find some pace again. So it's just about cooling them and then attacking again, cooling them, attacking again. Right, 3 laps to go. Now let's just wreck them. Come on, surely just wrecking them is the motive here. Surely we're looking to make this pass on Hamilton. How about their tyres? 54. It's not even that bad, to be fair. The AI doing well with tyres. This extra pit stop. I think this extra pit stop was needed for us because we were already on, like, what, 46%? With 15 laps to go, so we had to make this pit stop because of that horrendous first stint on the full wets, but I expected them to be a lot lower on tyre wear than they are right now, so we might not even catch up to Tsunoda to retake the P4. Lando's had an absolutely horrendous stint. He's stuck outside the top 10. He's not been able to overtake. What has happened to our overtaking maestro? As Seb gets past, he's into P6. There's still maybe a bit of time to gain on 4.7 to Sainz. That's a big tall order, isn't it? Lando gets into P11. He may not be in the top 10 by the end of this race. We have really, really fluffed this. I'll put my hands up. I've really fluffed this. I've been overconfident. I'm also going to blame my illness. I feel like my head, I'm not thinking as smart as I have been in episodes as of late. I've got very, what's the word? Like it feels like my head's very foggy in terms of the way I'm thinking. Definitely it was on the first stint. That was a massive brain fog of like, oh, I'm not even looking at the tyre wear. Oh, it's 34%. What am I doing? But Seb on the last lap. He's not going to catch Sainz. We've caught him by a second, but we need about 4 more laps to catch him properly. So it looks like it's going to be the first man to undo the McLaren dominance is going to be Max Verstappen and Red Bull. Shock horror. Leclerc second, Piastri in a very close third. Piastri might even try and make it a 1-2 for Red Bull. Tsunoda in a brilliant P4 for Williams. Could get ruined by Carlos Sainz though. Let's see how it goes on the back straight. Is Piastri going to make it a 1-2 for Red Bull? Will Sainz ruin the party for Tsunoda? Max Verstappen wins. It's the first non-McLaren win of the season, unbelievably. Just kind of shows how incredibly we did in the first part of the season. Piastri won't make it a 1-2 for Red Bull, and Tsunoda, I think, is going to keep this P4 ahead of Carlos Sainz, as we're just going to lift and coast a little bit to make sure Vettel gets to the end. It's going to be fastest lap, but only P6. And for Lando Norris, the championship leader, what on earth happened to him today? Vettel cut through the traffic. Lando just did not. He makes an overtake right to the death to get into the points. On the last lap, Lando Norris will creep into the points maybe, or not. No, he's not done it. 0.0. He's literally set the same time as Perez, but Perez has got ahead. Our championship leader. Not only he's not won the race, he's not on the podium, he's not even got points. Wow. Well, you know what? You're welcome, AI. You're welcome for my illness and my ill judgment of strategy today, because clearly it's helped you. Also, at the same time, I think we could have still made that wet tyre work at the start. I think it's more the fact that I just wasn't concentrating on the fact they were 34% worn, to be honest. And maybe should we have come in earlier for inters? Maybe. Or you can just say, no, I got it wrong. The AI just outdid me there. As obviously they should be trying to do. It's the first time I've really felt like completely like I've had the rug pull under me by the AI. And this is what I want. I want a proper challenge here. And we're getting one now, I think. I think hopefully we'll see more of this in the remainder of the season. Obviously, we've got a healthy gap to Max Verstappen. But, you know, things could change. I mean, already he's gained 25 points on us. He's already within, 50 points of us. If there's 2 more races like this, he's back in the championship fight. So it actually could turn quite quickly. Constructors-wise, same again. There's there's 44 points in there. That could swing very quickly, 9 to 40. So it's game on now, I think, for the rest of the season. But guys, if you have enjoyed this one, the first time I've been undone by the AI this season, then hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.